Last year I did a bit of gardening and got a really good harvest. So this year I decided to go bigger and grow even more. As a part of that, I built a few raised garden beds and planters. At the end of the video, I'll walk you through all the different planters, trellises, garden beds and benches I've built over the years. I'll also share how my approach has changed over time and what I've learned along the way. In this video, more than showing the build, I want to share my experience growing and harvesting my own food. One of the best parts of all this work is harvest time. There's something really satisfying about picking food you grow yourself. Last year, I did not expect much, but ended up with a really good yield. This experience actually what pushed me to build more planters this year. When you grow your own vegetables, everything just tastes better. It's fresh and you know exactly what went into it. It also becomes part of your daily routine, just stepping outside, checking on the plants and picking what's ready and watering them every day. If you're thinking about starting, you really don't need a big space. Even something like this planter can grow a good amount. And once you get your first harvest, you want to grow even more. That's exactly what happened to me. Last year, I grew tomatoes, bell peppers, jalapeños, some chilies, okra, cucumbers, and eggplant. The harvest turned out better than I expected. This year, I'm keeping all those and adding more variety to the garden. I'm growing different types of beans, cabbage, cauliflower, watermelon, mint, spinach, and few more herbs as well. Knowing woodworking for a few years has also helped a lot. It gave me more ideas to build things like garden beds, planters, benches, and other simple DIY setups that make the whole growing season easier and more enjoyable. For this build, I used clean-dried 2x4s and cedar fence pickets and exterior grade screws. It's a really simple build, just cut everything to the size and put it together using screws. I started by removing the rounded edges from the 2x4s to get a cleaner and more modern look. Then I ripped them down to 1.5 inches wide. This helps you to get more pieces out of one single 2x4, and it also makes the planter lighter compared to using the full board. I did the ripping on the table saw, then used a miter saw to cut everything to the final dimensions. To join the pieces, I clamped them down to my workbench so they don't move. At least for me, this makes things a lot easier. Before driving the screws, I pre-drilled pilot holes. This helps prevent the wood from splitting and gives a cleaner finish. If you are thinking about starting, you really don't need a big space. Even something like this planter can grow a good amount. Few years back, I used to live in Phoenix, and that's actually when I first started growing vegetables. Phoenix weather is hot and dry, but it's actually pretty good for gardening if you plan it right. The growing season is long there, and you can usually grow vegetables for about 8 to 9 months in a year. Most of the growing happens from fall through spring because summers get extremely hot. I learned a lot during that time about timing everything right. Planting early, using the cooler months properly, and trying to finish most of the growing before peak summer heat kicks in. Since it's dry, watering is also very important. You have to stay consistent with irrigation, otherwise plants can dry out quickly. Now I live in Plano, Texas, and the weather is very different compared to Phoenix. Here we get more humidity, more rain, and winters can get pretty cold compared to Phoenix. The growing season is still good, but it's shorter and more unpredictable. In Plano, I have to plan more carefully around temperature swings. Spring can be great, but sudden cold nights can still damage plants. Summer gets very hot and humid, so I sometimes need shade protection and better airflow for the plants. And one other important thing is drainage. It's also important here because of the rain. If the soil stays wet too long, plants can struggle. So raised beds and good soil mix help a lot. So compared to Phoenix, where the challenge was heat and dryness, here the challenge is more about moisture, humidity, and sudden weather changes. But both places taught me different lessons, and that experience really helps me plan better each growing season now. So one thing I did not talk about earlier is growing vegetables is not always easy. There are a lot of small failures along the way. Some seasons seeds don't sprout the way you expect. Sometimes I've overwatered, sometimes I've underwatered. And there were times when pests, even rabbits, just come in and destroy the plants overnight. I've seen plants disappear after weeks of growing. Because of that, I started covering my raised beds with chicken wire to protect them from rabbits. Summer heat is another big challenge here in Texas. Even strong plants start struggling when it gets too hot. I also make sure to feed the plants regularly. Maybe once in every 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I use some plant nutrients to help with growth and keep them healthy. But over time, I learned from all of this. One big lesson for me was keep things simple in the beginning. I tried to grow too many things at once. Now I focus only what works. And the soil makes a big difference. Good sunlight is even more important. If these two are right, most plants will do well. And consistency is key. You don't have to do a lot every day. Just you have to check your plants, water them properly and stay regular, and whenever they need some nutrients, just provide them. Over the years, my setup also changed a lot. I started with just few random pots and small planters. Then I moved to raised beds, which made things much easier. After that, I added some trellises for plants like cucumbers and any other crawling plants. That helped save space and grow more in the same area. Now I feel everything is a bit more organized. Planters, raised beds, proper space for each plant, some of the trellises, some planter benches where I can keep a lot of pots. One thing I've realized over time is every season I learn something new. Some things work, some don't, but that's how you get better. If you're just starting, I would keep it very simple. Start with 1 or 2 planters or a small raised bed. Don't try to grow everything at once. Make sure you place it where you get good sunlight, at least 6 to 8 hours a day. That makes a huge difference. Use a good soil mix, that's really important. Don't just use regular dirt, plants won't grow well in that one. So for example, if you are using planters or containers, keep it light. Something like potting soil and compost mix, and something for the drainage like perlite or coco coir. This helps root grow easily, keep nutrients in the soil, and also prevents water from sitting too long. For raised garden beds, I go a bit heavier. Topsoil or garden soil is a perfect choice, mixed with compost and little perlite or peat moss for drainage and moisture balance. This mix holds moisture better but still drains well, which is really important for healthy plants. A simple way to think about this is planters should be lighter and garden beds should be a bit heavier but still well balanced. Water consistently but do not overdo it. Just keep the soil moist, not soaking wet. And like I mentioned before, feeding your plants once in every 2 weeks or 3 weeks with some nutrients will also help a lot of growth. For beginners, I would suggest starting with easy plants. Tomatoes are a great option. Peppers is one of them. Herbs like mint, cilantro, or spinach or basil grow fast and don't need much effort. Cucumbers and beans are also good because they grow quickly and you see the results faster. Once you get comfortable with these, then you can slowly try more varieties. And over time, this becomes part of your routine. You step outside, check your plants, and see what's growing. It's simple but really satisfying. So these are some of the different builds I've done over the years. You'll see trellises, planter pot benches, L-shaped planters, corner planters, regular planters, garden beds, and even trellises built inside the garden beds. For most of these builds, I just got material from Lowe's, and many of them are already on my YouTube channel with detailed step-by-step videos. Some even have full plans you can follow. Thanks for watching, and I hope this gives you some ideas for your own setup. Have a great time, and I'll see you in the next one.